What's up, Foundation? What's up, YouTube? Man, it's me, your big partner, Cartoon 53. Man, I'm back again, man. Story time, man. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna say story time or what it. I'm gonna let y'all be the judge of it, whatever. But listen, I had a lot of people ask me over the years, Toon, tell us about how it was for you when you first got out. Tell us about how it was for you to transition back to the streets. Tell us about how your mental status was dealing with being gone so long and then being put back in society. And I never answered that question. I never answered that question. I never spoke on it, but I'm gonna speak on it now. I'm gonna speak on it now. Um, Between 1979 and 2018, I wasn't even on the streets for 1 year. I wasn't even out 1 year. And I'm telling you this, I'm telling you this to add up all the times that I've been to prison. You can add them all up. Nothing compared to me getting out of prison this time. I know you like, huh? And I'm saying I've been in and out of prison so many different times. Not just prison, but I'm speaking on, if you just add up juvenile hall, YA, county jail, prisons, you just add them all up. I'm in and out, constant, in and out, constant. Before now, the longest time I had ever stayed out of jail was 4 months, 4.5 months. That 4.5 months. But when I tell you, man, listen, I would do more. Look, man, I would do more in 2 months' time than the average person that was on the streets a whole year would do. Because I was getting it, man. I'm talking about, man, when I would get up in the morning, man, I'd throw the paraphernalia on, out the door I was going. Straight to the park, man, to do whatever I was doing, whatever type of nefarious activities I was into up and down the streets of South Central. That was me every day, all day. From the time I woke up to the time I went to sleep, I was on the bull. I was on it, man. Because after so long, I knew I had developed this knowledge that, you know what, Toon? Hey, you not finna be out here no long time. I knew I wasn't. Because I knew the lifestyle that I was leading. Them white folks wasn't finna leave me on the streets no long time, man. Man, I was a runaway. I was a mad dog. I was a runaway train. I was into some of everything under the sun with that gang stuff, though, you know. So I knew I wasn't gonna never stay out too long. I had already become accustomed to being locked up. I became institutionalized at an early age. Listen to what I'm saying, y'all. I had became institutionalized at an early age. Jail didn't mean nothing to me. Jail did not bother me the way it bothered a lot of other people. You know what I'm saying? I had got to the point to where I was almost to the point to where, you know what I'm saying, if I'm in, I'm in, I'm out, I'm out. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do this. Because when I was in, I was doing inside the same thing I was doing on the outside. Staying down for the set, staying down for the cause. You know what I'm saying? Into some of everything. Whatever popped up, I was into it. You know what I'm saying? Only thing on my mind was making sure Avalon, the East Side Avalons, was represented well behind them gates, behind them bars, behind them walls. That's all it was. So it was a mission to me each and every day to make sure that when you think of that East Side AVALON gang, you knew that we had some riders. Why? Because I was a stellar example of what the East Side Avalons was kicking out. You know? So it never bothered me, man. I don't know if it was a mental sickness or emotional sickness. I don't know what it was. It just never did really bother me like that. I always told myself, man, I'm going to do time. I ain't going to never let time do me. I wasn't the type that was down, dreary, sad, you know what I'm saying, reminiscing, melancholy. No, man. No, you know what I'm saying? I found the silver lining every day in whatever little piece of rainbow that I could get. You know what I'm saying? I found the silver lining in it. Even when I was doing time in the shoe programs, in the deepest, darkest lockups that they could put me in, I never let it bother me, y'all. They wasn't finna break me, period. It didn't make a difference how much time they gave me. It didn't make a difference what type of degradation and belittling situations that they put me in while I was in jail, YA, or prison. I wasn't finna let it hold me down, y'all. I wasn't finna let it hold me back. I wasn't finna let it stress me out. I took it day by day. That's why I ain't never cared nothing about no alcohol, no weed, no drugs, no none of that. No cigarettes. Because to me, that was a sign of weakness. That's how my mind worked back then. That was a sign of weakness. You need something to help you cope with life. You need something to help get you through your everyday because you're not mentally or emotionally or spiritually strong enough to deal with whatever life is throwing at you without some help, without that crutch, without them illegal or legal substances that you was able to put in your body to say, hey man, look, I need this to make it through the day. Only thing I needed to make it through the day was to wake up and be able to breathe. That's real. And that's how I did mine, man. That's how I did mine. So boom, when I would get out, hey, I'm coming home with the mentality of, hey, Tune, do as much as you can while you out here. Because you know you're not going to be out here long. You know? So that's how it was, y'all. So look, moving right along. A lot of times, things don't change until you get older. And remember, I always tell you, the only thing that will always remain the same is change. Somebody, like for instance, like a lot of the talks that go on nowadays with the older dudes talking to the younger dudes about don't do this, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff. Peace, quit, stop, don't. Man, listen. All that is the same stuff that I was indoctrinated with by older people when I was younger. But when you young, you don't want to hear that. Don't bang. Man, you don't go head on, fool. You know what I'm saying? Hey, don't do this with them. Don't do that with them. Hey, man, kick back. You don't want to do this. Man, when you young and you wild, you don't want to hear none of that. It don't even register. You feel what I'm saying? So, and that's why, I don't know, I can't say I pick and choose on whose ear I get into about, leading a different lifestyle because I know how it was when I was young. Don't nothing change. I mean, you know what I'm saying? On that tip, that ain't changing, man. The story rolls on just like a wheelbarrow. The older homies that got at me about certain stuff, I didn't want to hear it. The same way the younger homies that I get at about certain stuff, they don't want to hear it neither, man. They don't. And I know I was so wild with it. My ideologies and way of looking at life, the only reason why I changed is because I got older. I didn't change for this. I didn't change for that. I changed because I simply got older. And with age comes wisdom, and with wisdom comes change. It was time for me to make a change. Not because somebody preached it to me, not because somebody coerced me into it, because I simply got older. I simply got tired. I simply got wiser with the age. For me to be able to sit down and look at life and say, you know what? I ain't about that right there no more. I don't want to do that right there no more. And so that's when my change started coming about. That's when it started coming about. And I can honestly say that my change didn't start coming until right before I got out of prison. I started looking at things a little bit different. But I ain't gonna even lie, I was still wild as the Taliban. Me not going back to LA at that time was one of the best things that had ever happened to me because I still had a lot of BS in me. that if I would have immediately went back to LA when I first got out this time, I'd have been caught up in the shenanigans. But me being way out here, it gave me a time to, you know what I'm saying, take a little time to sit back and look and, you know, see different stuff, live a little bit. So anyway, we're gonna move back to the question that people ask me, Tune, what was it like transition? When I got out this time, because I started going into it anyway, but when I got out this time, like I say, I ain't gonna even lie. When I made parole, the only thing on my mind was getting back to the set. Only thing on my mind was, yeah, I'm on my way back to South Central, y'all. I'm on my way back to the set. When I found out, you know what I'm saying, the turn that mom's health took with her health, and then me getting out, going to see her, and her being on her deathbed asking me, baby, don't come back. I said, okay, good thing. I didn't go, so now I'm here. Remember, I always told y'all, I've never, ever, ever had a job on the street in my life until I got out this time. I've had jobs in jail, but on the street, no. To me, the way my mind worked, my only job was protecting Avalon Gangster Crib, our turf. That was it. That was the only thing on my mind, and I did it well. I did it well. I mean, and I can honestly say I probably did it better than anybody. Because it was no lengths that I would not go to make sure that A game was on the leaderboard. You know what I'm saying? On the scoreboard and high up on the scoreboard. Because I was going to even the score or take the score over on them streets. So, when I got out, was asked by my mama to stay here. I stayed here. I got a job. I'm like, dang, you know, dang. Now let me tell you. Like I say, by the time I got out, I was in my 50s. I was in my mid 50s when I touched down. So like I say, you know, a lot of things up here had started changing anyway. So I knew from the word of God, like the Bible tell you, a man who don't work is a man who doesn't eat. You know? And so, you know, through the teaching of God, Jesus Christ, I said, you know what? I got to work when I get out. I got to go to work. So I got out. The halfway house got me a job. Boom. Start working. Got me another job. That's when I started doing construction. I was going to work and I found out, I'm like, man, you know what? This ain't bad. So with the work came a sense of responsibility. With the work came a sense of accomplishment. So I'm like, okay. So like, remember now, my first 6 months on the street was in a halfway house. A halfway house 3,000 miles from where I'm from. When I got out of prison, I didn't have nobody in Alabama. Nothing. I didn't know anyone, period. No family, no nothing. Nothing. I didn't have none of that. I had a homie that stayed out here though, from the set, but he wasn't a family member, but he was homie from the set. So anyway, I'm going to work. I'm stacking money. I'm building money. So I'm like, okay, this work thing ain't too bad. You know, like I say, it gives you, when you get older and you change, even in the Bible, like it tell you, when I was a child, I thought and spoke as a child. But when I became a man, I put childish things away. So now I knew me not working was some childish stuff. So I'm going to work. I ain't got a problem with that. Time going on. I didn't run the streets because I'm in a halfway house. I couldn't run the streets. I had no desire to run the streets because, like I say, I didn't know nobody anyway. By the time I did my 6 months in the halfway house and got out, my wife, she had came down. She was with me, and that was a thing for me. I'm like, okay, I'm out here. I got her out here with me, and boom, I'm going to work. I'm coming home. I'm getting with a few fellas that I knew from prison. So me being way out here, was so much different from me being in LA because I wasn't around Avalon no more. I'm with some fellas that I knew in prison, but still in all. This is Birmingham, Alabama. This was not South Central LA. So the things that the pull that South Central had on me, I didn't have that same pull on me out here in Birmingham, Alabama. You feel what I'm saying? It wasn't a thing about whose store this was. It wasn't a thing about what color I got on. It was none of that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to go through none of that. So that was, whether I knew it or not, that was a weight off my shoulder. I didn't realize it 2 years later. So that was all. I'm on parole. I had to go see my parole officers. So I'm doing that. And it was just a lifestyle change, man. It was a lifestyle change. After the first year, a lot of the things that always pulled me when I was in LA to go do this and go do that, I didn't have that pulling me no more. And the little bit of things that was out here pulling on me that could have got me sent back to prison, because of me being a lot more mature in my head at this time, I was able to like, hey man, you know what? I ain't with that. I can disregard that. I don't care about that. That right there ain't hitting on nothing. You know? So boom. That's what it was. And like I say, when I used to go through them programs when I was in prison, one of the things that they would always tell us was change your playmates and change your playground. Now, in layman's terms, that's saying, hey man, switch up on the areas that you was frequenting when you was out that got you in trouble. Don't go to those areas. Go to a different area. That's what they call changing your playground. Where you run the streets at and did what you did, go find a different area to do it in now. Change your playmates. That means change the people that you hang with. Change the people that you're around. I'm not with the homies from Avalon no more. I'm way out here in Alabama, and I'm with other homies. I'm with other people with different ideologies, different thoughts, different ways, doing different things, you know? So that was changing my playmates. I'm not around nobody that's going to tell me, come on, cuz, let's go over here and do this and this because they did this and this to us. You know what I'm saying? Which if I would have went back to South Central, that's what have been going on. You know what I'm saying? You do something to Avalon, I was coming. Now with me being 3,000 miles away, you did something to Avalon, I ain't gonna even lie. I wanted to come, but it wasn't feasible, you know? It was not feasible. And so that's how that transition kind of went. And like I say, after the first year and a half or so, the pull. See, South Central LA had a pull on me, y'all. It was pulling me. It had a cold pull on me. You know what I'm saying? But lo and behold, as time went by, each month that went by, the pull was a little bit lesser. The pull was a little bit lesser. The pull was a little bit lesser. When I got out the first time, when I got out and came back to LA the first time, they almost had to beat me with a stick to leave and get back on that plane and come back to Alabama because I wasn't coming. Man, look, I don't know if I told y'all that story or not, but when I got out that first week, I had to hurry up and get a plane ticket, come back to LA because my mama was on her deathbed. I was out here a week. When that week ended, it was time for me to go get back on the plane. I never forget, man, I wasn't going. I wasn't going to leave LA. We was in South Park and my wife, my homies, my wife was like, baby, let's go. You know, we got a plane to catch. I'm like, man, I got some news. She like, what's up? I say, I ain't going. She like, what? What you mean you ain't? I said, man, I ain't going, man. I ain't leaving the set. I am not leaving the set. I'm here. I'm not leaving. I've been gone 23 years. I'm not leaving it. And I was serious. Man, my wife, man, I'll never forget, man, she went and picked up a stick, had a nail in it. And she was like, boy, I'm not finna play with you. I'm not finna fight with you. I'm not finna wrestle with you. You finna get in this car and we going to this airport because you taking your big stupid butt back to Alabama. I'm like, no, I'm not. No. I've been gone too long. I ain't leaving the land. Man, lo and behold, homies gathered up. They got with my wife and they was like, cuz, you getting in that car, homie, one way or another. Now, we don't want to tussle with you, but you getting in that car and you leaving with your wife. You come back and visit, but you leaving. That was the love they had for me, y'all. It wasn't that they was mad at me. They knew I had to go. They knew. And eventually they got me in the car, got to the airport, went back to Alabama. Boom, okay. And time went on. I got to the point where I'd come back and visit. Y'all see me all the time. I come back and visit. But guess what? It's only visits for me now. The pull that the land that LA had on me, that pull is no longer there. You know, the pull is no longer there. I've been back and forth enough to see the lay of the land. I've been back and forth enough now to see the writing on the wall. And this last trip when I went out there, I was out there dang near a whole month. I was glad to get back to Alabama, y'all. I was glad to go. You know what I'm saying? I love my homies. I love my set. I love South Central LA. But it ain't for me. Not no more. It ain't for me no more. They can have it. Like I say, LA is not the LA that I grew up in. The LA of today is not to my liking. No. That is not my home no more. They can have it. But yeah, man, it was a mental thing at first. But now for people out there, man, that's getting out of prison after a long time, if you don't have to go back to the place that had you where you got locked up at, don't go, man. I would advise you wash your hands of the whole thing and go someplace where don't nobody know you. Yeah. Go someplace where don't nobody know you and start all over. When you go someplace where don't nobody know you, you ain't got nothing to prove to nobody. You ain't got to live a certain type way for people to look at you a certain type way. No. You leave, you go someplace where don't nobody know you, you get your whole new start, and you be who you want to be, become who you want to become, man. Just make sure that it's on a positive tip. Become somebody positive. Be somebody positive. Move in a positive way, man. Give yourself a chance. Just like my mama told me, man. On her deathbed, she said, baby, please give yourself a chance. That's what my mama told me, y'all. Give yourself a chance. And her words rung so true. Her words still ring true today, man. I stayed in Alabama and I gave myself a chance, man. And it's the best decision I ever made in my life. It's the best chance I ever had in my life. Will I go back to LA? Yeah, I'm always go back and visit. But go back and live? I think not, says the fat guy, you know? But anyway, that's how my transition was, man. Like I said, if you got people that get out, be nervous. So look, if that's what you asking me, no, I never had that problem. Cause like I say, I've been in and out so many times. Even after 23 straight, when I got out this time, it wasn't nothing spectacular to me. It wasn't nothing like, ooh. You know, I'm out. I'm scared of crowds. I'm scared to do this. No. I ain't never been that type. Never been him. That's not me. It was like old home week. It was like, all right, you know. But that's life, y'all. That's life. So for those who want to know how it was for me to get out this time, it was lovely, y'all. It was simply lovely. I transitioned right over into it. Going to work, coming home, you know what I'm saying, paying rent, paying car notes, paying gas and light bills, taking care of myself. You know, like I say, some people can't even write a check. Some people don't even know how to go and pay their water bill or light gas bill. You know, I learned all that, man. And it's cool, man. So anyway, man, it's me. I ain't gonna keep on going over it. It's me, your big partner, man. Cartoon 5'3", man. Listen, y'all stay safe. Keep your head on the swivel. And always remember, man, I represent the gangsters, homie. The Avalon gangsters. I'm out. Peace. Gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie. Ain't nobody gangsta boogie. 4, 2, 1, man. 4, 2, 1, man.